I just got back from going to the New York International Auto Show for the 13th year in a row. And I wanted to just very quickly get my thoughts and observations down. First, we need to get out of the parking garage. Figure the exhaust might sound nice. Though it's a cold engine start right now with the variable tachometer, it's showing that red line is at 5,000 RPM instead of the typical 8,000 RPM. Anyway, the car show. It's at the Javits Center. It's a massive complex. I've walked 12,000 steps today. It's exhausting. I was there for 2 hours and I did not stop except to sit in maybe 2 or 3 different cars. The Germans are no doubt dominating innovation and tech and performance, luxury, and the automotive space right now. This is actually kind of a tricky spot. I need to get out of here. Anyway, no doubt BMW and Mercedes are the top players. Audi and Porsche do a nice job. Their products are also at the top, but it's certainly not represented by what they have at the New York Auto Show. Ferrari wasn't even there. I only saw 2 Ferraris in the whole place, and that was near the tuner section. In the 13 years I've been going, I've seen Detroit collapse, or nearly collapse, and then come back. In my lifetime, Detroit has never had a better product portfolio than they do today. It's really exciting to see that. It makes me feel, proud of America, even though I've never owned, well, I have owned one American car, it's true. Anyway, I think it's cool to see that. The Italians have been making another go at the US market. So Alfa Romeo was there, Fiat was there. Let's see, what else is noteworthy? Cadillac is definitely making a go of it. It's interesting to see. So I'm into sports cars, I'm into performance. It's interesting to see how 20 years ago, when I was in high school, the most powerful performance luxury sedans, what was premium but accessible to regular people, generally had around 200, 250 horsepower. And then 10 years ago, the fastest cars out there were mind-blowingly sometimes 400 horsepower. And nowadays, there are at least half a dozen luxury sedans that have 600 horsepower. The Dodge Hellcat has over 700 horsepower. So it's a glorious time in the horsepower battles. Of course, the technology that's going into some of these cars is amazing. That's part of what's enabling these cars to be so powerful. And of course, no doubt due to turbocharging and supercharging. But it is an exciting time to be an enthusiast, although nothing there gets me as excited as I suppose it used to, but I've probably become a little bit spoiled in the last 13 years. Just trying to think if there's any. Okay, well, so here's another thing that has been cool to see. Jaguar, or as the Brits say, Jaguar, has done an amazing job with the F-Type. It looks great. It sounds mean. It's what Jaguar was supposed to be about. That's what got people excited about it back in the 60s and 70s. It would have been nice to have seen more from Porsche. VW isn't really doing anything exciting. The Japanese manufacturers, they weren't really doing anything very exciting. Toyota had some race cars that were very cool looking. They're doing exciting things with fuel cell technology, which is great to see. It's something, as much as I was talking about the sports sedans and this, rise in horsepower and, trying to, create the fastest 0 to 60 time. Now it's about 3.5 seconds. When I was a kid, 8 seconds was considered fast. I think the Japanese manufacturers, especially Toyota, are focused on the right things, where trying to find better alternatives to gasoline power. So kudos to them. Unfortunately, I just don't get excited about their stuff, and I don't know if anybody does. The trucks on display were very impressive, but I just don't get excited about trucks. So, for what it's worth, I just like the sports cars. The BMWs look great. The Mercedes are great. I wouldn't say anything else really stood out in my mind. Again, I've become spoiled. But I think that they are, doing what they do extremely well. It's exciting to see the enthusiasm around the i8 and even the i3 from BMW. Tesla was not present, which was a little bit disappointing, although, up here in Westchester County, all we have to do is go to the Westchester Mall and they have a showroom there. So that's definitely something, people need to become more and more aware, and I think Tesla's been smart to pursue the enthusiast marketplace. Their latest Model S will smoke my M5, my 507 horsepower M5, so they're doing some things right, that's for sure. Making a lot of people excited about their cars, which is what we need to see happen. So anyway, that's what's on the top of my mind about the New York Auto Show. Definitely go check it out if you're around town.